Ooh, you're gonna want to be here for this live. I got Facebook bullied by somebody that brought their A game, and so I'm gonna share all of that, okay? But first, I want to talk to you about some of the people that reach out to me for support, okay? So I do find this ironic that I was bullied over something that another person had contacted me about earlier this week, saying that she's worried about being bullied. So I think that this is going to be a wonderful growth opportunity for everyone. Okay? All right. So here is this wonderful lady that contacted me, and she's a little bit heavier set now than what she wants to be. And me and her had a great conversation back and forth. She messaged me. She's looking for guidance, looking for hope, looking for positive in her life, okay? So here is how my week started this week, and then I'm going to unleash upon you what this other lady said that is pretty rough, okay? So here is the lady that was looking for guidance. She says, I wanted to talk to you about writing and being heavier set. I am dealing with some significant depression over this and thought maybe your words might help since you have had people judge you. And boy, did I have someone judge me this week, okay, after I received this. I left out most of this lady's message because I don't want to put her out there, right? Says that she was bullied constantly throughout her life as a child and in her career. She has extremely low self-esteem, and yesterday she attended an event and she got very down after seeing the photos of herself, and she laid awake late at night wondering if she should ride her horses because of her weight, okay? So this lady sent me a picture of her. She's really not even that big, and I was just like, girl, you know what, I rotate my animals, I have my vet check them out, and then a lot of people are just awful about it. Okay, they think that, a lot of people think horses shouldn't be rode at all, okay? So, anyways, all right, I posted something, so if you haven't seen this, I posted a picture of me ponying my husband's young horse that's 1.5 years from my 20-year-old, and I talked about how this is why you need to value work experience, okay, and that youth need good leaders, all right? So I posted that about my horses. That post has gotten 243,996 views, so 243,996 views, okay? It has gotten 5,313 interactions. Those people loving it, liking it, whatever. It's had 133 comments. It has had 457 shares. I've went on all the shares and liked the ones that I can, and and then if anybody said anything, like had a question or something, I answered it. I did not see any bad remarks. Everything was like super positive, and I don't mind people having a differing opinion. Like, for example, someone was like, you need to be wearing a helmet, and other people were like, you need to be quiet, whatever. And I was just like, I do wear a helmet sometimes, and it's just personal preference, right? That's okay to have a differing opinion on that. And then one person was like, I don't pony horses because I just get on and ride them. And I was like, you're a little bit more cowboy than I am, okay? Like, it gives me comfort in addition to the training that I want to do with the animals that I'm going to be riding. So I put like, dude, you're just way more cowboy than me, okay? So it's also had 15 shares. So, we're talking about, like 2,004 more views, and that thing will be seen by 250,000 people. All right. And then one lady bullied me. So I'm going to read what she said, and then I'm going to respond about it. And then since she commented on a public forum, my page, I will make her Facebook famous. And she wanted attention, so I'm going to give her attention. All right. So, this week I had the lady that contacted me that's like, what do I do whenever people bully me? And then I'm going to read someone bullying me, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do and my thought process. I think this would be good modeling for people to see, because whenever I read these words, I sent this to my friend, and she said she could only read like 2 lines of it, and she was crying. Okay, so be prepared. And here's the deal. Part of it, I'm going to validate part of what she said in here, all right, so here we go. Let me read this. Let me read all the positive things that was said to me, and one person, boy, she brought her A game. And you'll get to meet her. I'll show her to you, okay? Because she put her stuff out there. She didn't send it to me in a private message. No, she put it on my page, so it's fair game. All right, she says, now this is on that post of me ponying and trying to be like, hey, work experience is wonderful. I keep my horses calm, and I'm trying to train them. And I was hoping that people would get other meaning out of that, just we need good leaders in general, right? All right, it says, this is exactly her words. I copied and pasted. Something, you really need to lose weight. She has a keen eye. Seriously, I am not saying that to be mean, but you are too big to be sitting on the back of a mule or a horse. The funny thing is that you expect an animal that does not have the ability to think and reason to control itself. You expect it to go against its nature and not buck you off, not bite you, not kick you, and whatever other explanations you may have or expectations you may have of that animal. But you don't have to show any self-control or discipline. Exclamation marks on everything, by the way. You just eat as much as you want to eat, when you want to eat, without any consideration for the health of your animals. How do you think you're impacting your animals' backs? Do you actually care? I would have to say no, you do not care. Do you care about their leg joints? No, you do not. If you did care about your animals, you would eat less, exercise, and lose weight, so you aren't endangering their health the way you are yours. What you're doing is extremely selfish. These poor animals aren't made of steel. They have bones and can get arthritis, but you obviously don't care. You care more about eating food than you do of the health of your horses. That's pretty sad. You call yourself a motivational speaker. Where is your motivation to lose weight and be considerate of your horses? What a joke. Okay, so that is what I woke up to. Man, yesterday we had our Chicks in the Sticks event, and I went to bed feeling so good about myself, and these ladies cut up and have so much fun. So I went to bed like, I'm a good person. Then I woke up and I'm like, I'm a bad person. Man, it was like crash and burn. Okay, so 3 things. All right, so this is going to be me showing you how I deal with stuff like that. And I get stuff like that. This lady was actually pretty well written. A lot of times I just get stuff like, you're ugly, you're fat, gag, you're a hippo, you're a walrus. I usually get that stuff all the time. That stuff I'm just like, middle finger up to you, that doesn't really mean or do anything to me. All right, so three things. Number 1, I am going to talk about. All right, first thing is her concern about my animal's health. I'll hang up on him again. If he calls back, I've got to get off of this live because something is going on. And then I will come back and redo it again. All right, he's not calling back. Okay, number 1, her concern about my animal's health. This is why I rotate my stock and I'm under the supervision of a trainer, 2 vets, and 2 farriers, okay? I am currently in my health journey, and I have lost 22 pounds this year, and I won't quit until I'm smaller, okay? My equine are well cared for and have no signs of distress. All right, so I want to address that right there. I do rotate my stock because I am larger, but then these things are taken very well taken care of. Okay, next thing is number 2. I feel sorry for the limits to growth this lady has placed upon herself. She does not feel that there is value in a large person. She feels that size and motivation, okay, I had to see if my husband needs me. She feels that size and motivation are directly correlated, okay? The amount of knowledge and experience she has dismissed is astronomical. The fact that she, busts me out with saying, and you call yourself a motivational speaker, where is your motivation to lose weight and be considerate of your horses? The fact that, and then she says, what a joke. The fact that she has dismissed me based on my size for motivation is, I mean, the fact that she dismisses larger people, that's crazy. Based, my husband's trying to talk to me right here, and I'm like right in the middle of this. All right, based on her size standards, I could have been a full-blown drug addict, a child abuser who brings nothing but harm and destruction to the world. And I could have still been a motivational speaker as long as I was not fat. Okay? So you see, like, there's problems there. That's kind of like thinking the hairdresser that's got bad hair can't do hair. You know, I have overcome a lot of things in my life, and I have done a lot of really cool things in my life. And the fact that she thinks that I cannot be a motivational speaker because you can see my demon. My demon is my size, right? My demon is food addiction, okay? But the fact that I am addressing things, like I feel sorry for her because she's so limited, you know? The third thing is if she really wanted to talk to me, she would have messaged me privately. But she wanted your attention. She wanted your attention because she did this on a she had to look through all the comments, the hundreds of comments that were all like, yes, talking about like youth need good leaders, right? And then she had to spew her hate, okay? And the way in which she speaks or asks me questions and then answers those with exclamation marks leads me to believe that she doesn't have a lot of people in her life that listen to her. What you receive in this world is a reflection of what you put out there. So if you want people to love and value you, you need to put love and value out there into the world. So for me to have someone reach out to me this year or this week, that was just like, oh my gosh, like people are going to say stuff and, how do I deal with that? And should she be riding horse? And by the way, the lady, I was like, your horse is built, and like, I'm like, go for it. Like, have your vet check them out, whatever, but I do take precautions, which I take precautions with everything. Anyways, so I want to show you this lady. Here we go. I'm going to pull my phone off of here. By the way, I'm getting ready to go to my Mennonite friend's house. And yeah. All right. So this right here, let me flip this around. Here's the lady that wrote the post to me, okay? And her family is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay? And I know that she's going to be like, oh my gosh, you put my family out here. Well, she did whenever she wrote on this post, because I would have never known that this lady existed. And she's from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Okay? And then, oh, she works at this. Well, what the heck is this? Well, it's her own leather thing. Oh, 45 followers. 45 followers. Well, you know why she's got 45 followers? Is because she's putting hate out in the world. And then looky there. Well, hi, Deborah. Is that your phone number and your freaking email address? Wow. Yeah. Talking about don't ever give up. You know, that's what she has, is this right here, is never give up. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm never going to give up. I'm never going to give up on my health. I'm never going to give up on being a motivational speaker and sharing my message. And I'm never going to give up on other people. And so my thoughts to Deborah is be a better person, you know, and don't limit yourself to the size of your instructor. You know, heavy people have good messages that they can teach other people. So don't miss out on some education that you can get and things that you can learn. Obviously, you need to learn how to market better, so you don't just have 45 followers. You know, I looked at some of her leather products, and you know what? I mean, we own a horse trail riding facility, right? We own a horse trail riding facility. Guess what all of our guests use is leather products. And so if you think that I'm putting her business on blast, this is my business. You see this right here? You see what this heavy person built in a happy marriage is, well, I mean, this is what we built. And I love what I do. And I value people that are different. And I value people that are large. And I value people that are small. And you know what the irony of all of this is I write children's books, right, that have moral lessons. And the next one for me to start is over our horse name is Glamour. And Glamour is my smallest horse. But yet people put limitations on her because of her size, okay? So whenever I write that book and people talk about being bullied, I know that bullying happens for all sorts of people of different sizes. It's not just for large people. It's for small people as well. Everybody always says they need to eat more. They doubt their ability to be strong. And like my best horse is my smallest horse. And so the fact that I'm going to be writing a book about bullying people based on their size, but then I'm not going to choose the large card. I'm going to go with the small card. You know what? I'm proud of myself and I'm happy where I'm going. And I hope that maybe Deborah can have a little bit of growth from this and, you know, just put positive things out there. And that is how I deal with bullying, is that I actually took the time to read it and to be like, whew, you know, I share some of her same concerns about my size, but then I actually do something about it instead of just putting hate out into the world over a stranger. Well, now we're not strangers, okay? Now I know all about you, you know? Just like she can look things up on me, I can look things up on her. So this is also a good example for kids and for other adults to be like, dude, if you're going to put hate out there in social media, you're a ding dong, because people can find you. And especially since you're putting stuff out there, but I think she wanted to be found. So, I mean, like, don't put anything on social media that you want it to come back. So, all right. I don't know. I'll probably get some hate for reading her stuff. And And I'll probably get some hate for pulling up her page, but by God, she wrote it on a public forum and put her words out there. I mean, all somebody has to do is click. And so it's not like it's private, okay? If she wanted to talk to me privately, she could have messaged me. So, all right, there's how that's 100%, like 100% how I deal with being bullied on social media is I kind of feel sorry for them. But don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm happy this happens to me, especially this week with the lady that reached out to me. And then the post, you know what? I did the percentage. The amount of negative comments that came from that was just hers, right? And it's 0.0004. Okay? So it is such a fraction of the amount of people that viewed it. And maybe other people thought the same thing, but they had enough class to not put it out, to say something, right? You can think things, but don't say them, and especially don't write them whenever I can click on your name and see where the heck you are, right? So there you go. This is part of, today's my holistic health day, and this is like mental health, because I could have read that and cried and cried and cried and just been like, oh my gosh, I'm a horrible person. But then I know that I'm not. My animals are so well taken care of, and I am on a journey, and people are watching what I do, and they are getting motivated, and people are, I'm putting good out into the world. So I hope that Deborah can too. But somebody, if you're friends with her, you'll have to show her this, because I done deleted her comment and I blocked her. So, but I'll make sure and put it in the comments just in case somebody else wants to read it. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day.